adult checks in 2025 specifically focused on the low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries of Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA, and RRB. I have all the details for you here in the video. Let's get right into it. All right, 2025, we have a lot going on, and I can guarantee you this much, there are going to be a lot of changes and a lot of money flowing around out there and going out the door to millions upon millions of people in a big, big way. Well, that's what I want to focus on here in the video, because there was actually a piece of legislation in early 2024 that is still getting some attention now. And again, I want to bring this up yet again because 2025, we may see some massive changes here. And again, this talk about adult checks, I guarantee you, is going to come up yet again. And that's exactly what I want to focus on, because I know, recognize just as much as you do, the low income and fixed income need a whole lot more money right now. And we've heard all this talk out there about expanded child tax credit payments, advanced child tax credit payments, all this extra money for families and things like this. But then a lot of us here in this community say, excuse me, what about seniors? What about people with disabilities? What about those individuals that are living on a low income or fixed income that maybe don't have kids, or that have kids that are grown adults now that may not be eligible for these other types of payments? What about them, right? Again, great rebuttal, great questions, and again, what I'm going to focus on really quickly, okay? Let's take a step back really quickly. Back to early 2024. What happened back then? Let me explain really, really fast here. There was a bipartisan piece of legislation. It was a $78 billion package. Remember that? And it was bipartisan. I know, shocking, right? Well, it passed through the House of Representatives. They passed it on through the House. It passed in a very good margin. A lot of people in favor of that thing. And then they sent it on to the Senate, and the Senate did absolutely nothing with it. Well, within that $80 billion package, basically what they did is they were going to extend out the advanced and higher child tax credit payments to about 38 million households out there that would have been eligible for that. And then also there would have been some extensions of the tax laws and stuff like that. But again, that's kind of the main thing behind it. Well, as I was talking about during that time, and as they were passing that through, I was saying, hey, get ready, because they're expanding all these child tax credit payments and stuff like that. There's likely going to be a lot of talk about doing something for adults, low-income adults, like what we saw a few years ago, some type of adult checks, adult advanced payments, adult tax credit, adult something, whatever it happens to be, but some type of adult payment as well. Just like the advanced child tax credit payments that they sent out in the second half of 2021, where a lot of people at that time as well were saying, again, excuse me, what about adults who actually need some money too, like seniors and people with disabilities and people living on a fixed income? What about them, right? There's been a lot of talk about this. Well, guess what? For 2025, that's kind of the same situation we're going to be in yet again, because there's going to be all these different tax breaks and tax cuts and all these different things that are going to be happening out there, again, for a variety of different people. But again, the big question being is, what about the seniors and people with disabilities and, again, fixed income beneficiaries that I've referred to so many times here in this video so far? Great questions. And this is where adult checks, again, come up yet again. So when we continue to see all these changes coming in, again, as of right now, we don't know what there's going to be quite yet. Obviously, there's a little bit of framework out there. There's a little bit of discussion. There's a little bit of speculation as far as what some of these changes may be, how this will get more money into the pockets of the people. But the big question is going to be, what is going to be out there and who can take advantage of these different tax breaks, the different tax incentives, things like that. And if adults, as in seniors, people with disabilities, fixed income beneficiaries, if these individuals are maybe not included or, have to jump through hoops and things like that, again, here is where this big discussion of potential adult payments come in, right? Now, this actually came up, again, I alluded to this a minute ago, but this actually came up several years ago when we were seeing all these advanced payments going out. And again, there was this talk of, hey, should we maybe implement some type of ongoing advanced payment for adults who are low income and, people with disabilities, things like this, seniors? That's a really good question. And again, I've said this before, which, by the way, quick disclaimer before I say this is not tax advice. This is not accounting advice. This is not advice in any way, shape, or form. I am definitely not your CPA. I'm not your accountant, and I am not your financial advisor. But there is something that people can claim sometimes in some circumstances. Again, disclaimer, not everybody can take this, but on the tax return, there's something referred to as the EITC, Earned Income Tax Credit. Now, this brings back thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the form of tax credits for a lot of people out there that can claim this thing. I mean, we're talking a lot of money. Well, the situation is there was this discussion a few years ago, which was, hey, rather than having people file a tax return and getting this money as a credit back on their return and getting all this money back to them, should we maybe offer this as some type of advanced payment where people that qualify for this, and maybe even, by the way, extend the parameters of who would be eligible for it, but maybe, I don't know, should we offer this as some type of advanced payment like they've done several times here over the last several years? Again, really good question. My big question and my big concern would be is how are they going to change the parameters of this? Who would become eligible for this, as in if they change the parameters of it? Who else would be eligible for it? How could they take advantage of it? What would be the income thresholds? What would be the parameters of being eligible to receive this thing? And then if they were to do an advanced type of payment, obviously what they would want to do is whatever that person may be eligible for is they'd spread it out over the course of the entire year or 6 months or whatever it happened to be, and basically send it out in the form of like monthly stipends, okay? Now there's a lot of up in the airs. There's a lot of, questionable things out there as far as can they get this thing done? Would this be one of the parameters that they focus on? But it really comes back to that legislation that was introduced about a year ago and passed again through the House of Representatives and then went on to the Senate, and the Senate did absolutely nothing with it. They just sat there on it, and here we are, right? So again, this is going to be the big question for 2025. With all of these different changes that are going to be coming in here, right, with the new administration, how is this going to lead to more financial stability for the low income, the fixed income, seniors, people with disabilities? Again, many of you here in this community that watch these videos, I see your comments down below. I get it. I see the struggle. I see the financial distress. I see what people are going through for the last couple of years. It is not a pretty picture, okay? I've seen some really sad stories. I've seen the struggle that people are going through. It's not a fun situation that everybody's dealing with right now. So anyway, this is kind of where we're at right now. Again, let me keep you posted on this, but there's been so much talk about advanced this, advanced that, tax cut here, tax credit there, all kinds of things like this. Sounds good, sounds fine, sounds great. A lot of people would really benefit from this, and a lot of people would have way more money in their pocket, but the big question is, how is this going to translate back to, again, I'm going to say it, seniors, people with disabilities, fixed income beneficiaries, the low income, right? And again, I'm going to throw this out there really quickly. I can't tell you how many times down below in the comment section over the last handful of months here, I've seen people reach out and say, oh, these tax breaks and stuff like that, they're only focused on the rich. No, that's not the case, right? That is absolutely not the case. For sure, some are. Yep, some definitely are. But there's also a ton that are not focused on high income. In fact, let me say this much really fast. This one impacts everybody. In fact, this helps out the low income and middle income, the middle class and the lower income individuals, and especially the fixed income beneficiaries, more than anything else. The doubling of the standard deduction. That's one thing that people don't even recognize, that that literally helps out the low income and fixed income more than anybody else. Why? It zeroes out your income, okay? How does it do it? Here's what it comes down to. I'm just going to make this really, really quick here because I'm guessing not too many people are too interested in this, but I'm just going to say it really fast. Again, here's why it has helped the low income and the middle income and fixed income beneficiaries the most. The doubling of the standard deduction that happened a few years ago. What happened is basically when the standard deduction is available, it's available for everybody. You can either take the standard deduction or you can itemize on your tax return. Here's why it's so powerful. Because if your income is at equal to or below the standard deduction, your income is now zero. You've zeroed out your income. What does that mean? You owe zero taxes at that point, okay? Again, not tax advice. I'm definitely not your CPA. You've got to talk to your own professional about this, but that's why this is so powerful. If the standard deduction was 50% of what it is now, because that's what it would have been if they didn't have this law from a few years ago, if the standard deduction was half, 50% of what it is now, way, way, way more low income, fixed income, middle class people would be paying significantly more in taxes. It handed a huge carrot, a huge bone to these people, as well as everybody else. It's available to everybody, right? So anyway, so I want to throw that out there. But again, there's going to be a ton of discussion about all this. There's going to be a lot of big changes. I'm excited to bring it to your attention here because this means a whole lot more money in your pocket. Whether you believe it or not, it's going to translate into more money for literally everybody in some way, shape, or form. There's going to be a bone in there for everybody. We got to dig and we got to find it, right? That's kind of the point. Anyway, I'll continue to be here for you, but just want to bring this to your attention really quickly. I would not be shocked one bit if we see more discussion about adult checks, and who knows, maybe they finally do something about this. They make those advanced payments. They expand the eligibility for who can take the EITC, again, earned income tax credit. There's going to be a lot of talk about this, okay? I'm excited to see the details about this and what they bring forward with this, and of course, I'll bring it to your attention. If there's anything out there you can possibly grab or take advantage of, any money increase to, anything like that, I will bring it to you right away, as I want to help you get as much money as you can, save as much money as you can, and just take advantage of any programs that are out there available to you as a low-income or fixed-income beneficiary. There's a lot going on, and I'll continue to be here for you. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Totally free to do so. There's a big subscribe button. If you're new here or if you haven't done so, please, again, subscribe to the channel. Again, totally free to do so. Also, if you have not done so, feel free to share this video. If you can think of 1 or 2 people that would benefit from this information or any of the videos here on the channel, feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with them. There's well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. Feel free to like the video down below, thumbs up button. Otherwise, check out, again, like I said, the 5,000 plus videos in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Please enjoy your day. Remember, I'm here for you. Let's stick together. It's going to be a crazy year, a lot of things happening, and the money is going to be flowing everywhere, and I will bring you the attention, bring it to your attention, anything you can possibly grab it and take advantage of. I want to help you out. It's going to be exciting. Anyway, please enjoy your day. I'll see you in just a second in the next video. Have a good one, and I'll see you